Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. Alright, so we had a pretty easy win with Groot last time around. So this is our second Groot versus standard Rhino using the pre-constructed Groot deck right out of the Galaxy's Most Wanted expansion. So the first game, I'm trying to figure out whether it was fluky or not, but we seemed to handle Rhino pretty well. So I want to try Rhino out again on standard just to see if, maybe there was some sort of craziness that went on the first game that just made it go well, so well, or not. So anyway, we're going to take another run at Rhino. So let's see if I've got everything out here. Rhino needs some hit points out there. He should have 14 hit points. So we need 10 and a couple of twos out there. All right, so 2 and 2. All right, we got Groot out there. He's got 10. We got our break-in out there. Our decks are good to go. I think we're ready to play. All right, so I need 6 cards. Hand size 6, hit points 10. So I need 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we come up with. All right, right off the bat, we've got 2 Dauntlesses, 3 Dauntlesses. That's not good. There's going to be some mulligan in there. We've got a Fighting Fit, we've got a Strength, and a Vine Shield. So the Vine Shield's interesting. I don't think I got that into play last time, which says when defending against attack, remove a growth counter, exhaust Vine Shield, Groot gets +3 defense. That is insanity. +3 defense. All right. The 3 Dauntlesses, we don't need 3 Dauntlesses, so we're going to get rid of at least 2 of them. One would be nice to have out there because that's going to give me Retaliate 1. Take a look at that one. That gives me Retaliate 1 if my hit points are equal to or greater than my starting hit points, which Groot is very good at keeping his hit points around because he's got those growth counters that absorb attacks also. And then I think we'll hold on to our Fighting Fit also because that's a nice, potentially 5 points of damage we can do. All right, so we're going to draw back up to 6. So those are mulligan. We're getting 2 more cards. And we have a Root Stomp. So Root Stomp as a cost of 2 does 5 damage. And if it defeats an enemy, I get a growth counter, which I won't be defeating an enemy this round. And then we have Entangling Vines, which when Groot makes a basic thwart, remove 1, he gets +2 thwart. All right, so that adds to our thwarting. Okay, so what do we want to do here as Groot? So the first thing we're going to do is, as Groot, you've got the ability to place 2 growth counters on Groot, which is what we're going to do. And then we'll go ahead and flip on over to our hero Groot, which his ability is that when he takes damage, I'm going to remove growth counters to counter that damage. Actually, I've got to remove growth counters to counter that damage. So I don't really get a choice, I believe. I got to do it. All right, so we're going to get our 2 growth counters. We'll throw those out there. We'll put this on the magic number 2. Set it out there. And we're going to decide what we want to do with cards here. Now, there's definitely some good building that can go on. I have 3 cards that I would kind of like to get out there. But I think I'm only going to get 2 of them out there because I've got a 2 spend here, which I can use to do a Fighting Fit or a Root Stomp. So I think I'm going to work on doing 5 damage, and then I have to decide which of these 2 that I want out there. I think what we're going to go with is Dauntless and the Vine Shield and really play into the protection thing. So if we give ourselves more defense and we give ourselves the Retaliate, hopefully that'll help us whittle down Rhino a little bit. It does potentially remove some of our ability to thwart, which Groot doesn't have a whole lot of. We've got some cards in here that can help with that. Hopefully we get to them. There's 3 of them in here, and hopefully we can get to that pretty quick. So let's go ahead and we'll put our Dauntless out there. Toss it up to the side here. Then we're going to put our Vine Shield out there. Toss that over on the side there. Then we're going to drop a big old Fighting Fit. So Fighting Fit says, deal 2 damage to the villain, 5 if your hero's hit points are equal to or greater than your hero's starting hit points. So my hit points are equal to my starting hit points, so we're going to drop 5 damage on him. And I think we will go ahead and attack for another 2, so we're going to drop 7 damage on Rhino. So 5 and 2, 7. All right, took away half his hit points at the beginning. That seems to be a fairly consistent, well, I've played twice now. I'm going to say that seems to be a fairly consistent Groot start, but I've played 2 times. It's happened 2 times, so I don't know. I don't know about consistency there. All right. Let's see here. I think we've done everything we can do. We're going to unexhaust. We're going to draw back up to our hand size of 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So what are we looking at there? We've got a fruition, which just gives us a couple of counters, 2 growth counters. Now we've got another root stomp. We have a deft focus, which we didn't play much of last time. So deft focus says, I can only have 1 out there. I exhaust it and reduce the cost of the next superpower card you play this turn by 1. Now, the thing with Groot is almost all of his cards, his hero cards are superpowers. So that's actually a pretty cool card for Groot. Starhawk was awesome last game. I'm very impressed with Starhawk. His ability to attack for 2, and then he takes 2 damage, and you can thwart for 1, and he goes back to your hand is really nice. He's pretty good. Okay. Anyway, that's the end of our turn. We're going to go over to Rhino's turn. So we're going to put 1 thread on the main scheme. Oop. I want the yellow color for the danger. All right. Next up, Rhino's going to come attack Groot, and I think we're going to exhaust. So we defend for 3. Rhino's going to attack for 2. He's going to get a boost of 2, so he's attacking for 4. All right, so if I look at it, I'm defending for 3. I could, yes, I could have used my vine shield, but either way, I'd end up losing a counter. So he does 4, I defend for 3. That's 1 that gets through, and then my forced interrupt says I'm going to use one of my growth counters to counter it. So I don't take any damage. So then I have Dauntless says when your hero's remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your hero's starting hit points, your hero gains retaliate 1. So I retaliate 1, and we take him down. All right, let's get our encounter card. Encounter card is hard to keep down. Rhino heals 4. No, we just knocked him down. All right, well, maybe it's good that we knocked him down a little bit. All right, I'm going to heal up 4. End of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero. So what are we doing hero-wise? Starhawk would be good to get out there. I think deft focus would be good to get out there too. I'm tempted to not use the fruition as getting 2 counters, but instead to use it to play a card, because I could use that to get deft focus out there. If I do that, do I get Starhawk out? Wow, that's a tough choice there. I think we're going to do that. We're going to bring deft focus into play. Start making things a little bit cheaper. Now I could root stomp for 1, but I think what I'm going to do is get Starhawk out there, because I need somebody other than me. I could get my Indomitable out there, which says after your hero defends, discard it and ready my hero, but I think I'm all right. We'll let that go. Okay. We are going to have Starhawk attack for 2. So he takes 2 consequential when he does that. We're going to knock Rhino back down to 10. All right, we are... Okay, so then the question is, should I go Groot side? Should I go alter ego and build up some counters this turn? We've got Rhino low on threat right now. I think this is a good time to go build up a little bit. So we're going to flip over to Groot. We're going to use our growth spurt, which is going to give us 2, so we're up to 3 counters. All right, we're going to be done, so we're going to unexhaust our stuff. I'm going to draw back up to 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's part of the other reason to go over there is so I can get some cards. Let's see here. We got another deft focus. We got another indomitable. We have 2 I am Groots of differing things. So deal damage equal to the number of growth counters on Groot, or remove threat from a scheme equal to the number of growth counters on Groot. Either of those could be kind of handy going into the next turn. All right. Villain's turn. We're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to scheme. He's scheming for 1. He's going to get a boost of 1, so he's going to scheme for 2. We're at 4 on the break-in. So the thwart removing Groot thing's looking good right now. Let's see what we get for an encounter card. We get Wilt. Give to the Groot player. You may flip to alter ego form, exhaust your alter ego, remove Wilt, or remove 3 growth counters and discard this obligation. I think we will exhaust our alter ego and remove Wilt from the game. Oop, remove from the game goes over there. All right, so we're exhausted. All right, that's the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. All right, hero turn. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get a couple more growth counters. So we're up to 5. Okay. Now, we're gonna go back over to big old Groot. Now we're exhausted, so we're not attacking or anything. That's okay. Tend to find myself not attacking a whole lot with Groot. Happens occasionally, but not the main thing. So I am Groot, and it would take all of the threat off of there. Or I could, oops, sorry, this one right here, yeah. Or I am Groot, and I could do 5 damage to Rhino. I've got a root stomp that does 5 damage to Rhino also. Let's see here. That would pay for I am Groot, because I can use a deft focus also. I can't get another deft focus into play, so I could use that to potentially bring an indomitable into play, which would let me ready after I block. That means I can't use either one of those, which are 2 fairly awesome cards, and maybe I should get the damage in while I can. I've got 5 counters on there. Maybe I should I am Groot him and hit him for 5. All right. The other thing is I can bring Starhawk back to my hand. Well, let's do that first. Let's start off with that first. We're going to have Starhawk go ahead and thwart. So he's going to thwart for 1. When he does that, he's going to take a consequential damage, which will be exactly equal to his hit point. So he's going to come back to my hand. All right, now. So I could go like this and play Starhawk again. And then, because I don't know that I need to remove all that much threat, I could also do the threat thing with Starhawk again and knock it back down to 2. Because he doesn't have to, he could do his threat thing. Let's do that. We're going to bring Starhawk back out yet again. Then we're going to exhaust him. We're going to thwart is what we're going to do. So we're going to do the thwart. Knock the break-in down to 2. Okay. Now what we're looking at is potentially I am Groot and root stomp and do 10 damage. Which is kind of crazy. Where that leaves me with would be that the break-in comes out and sits out there for a round. Which that's kind of scary. I don't know that I want to do that. Maybe that's why I should hold on to maybe I should hold on to this I am Groot, because it's going to get rid of threat equal to the number of growth counters. So I've got 5 right now. It's a pretty good number. And instead, maybe I just pull off one of these. And I don't think it's going to really matter which one, so we're going to use our deft focus. It's going to generate 1 for a superpower, so I'm going to hit for 5. We'll hit for 5 with my root stomp. All right, deal 5 damage to an enemy. And we're going to bring Indomitable into play also. And we're going to hold on to that I am Groot. All right, we're going to be done at that point. Counters, counters, counters. Draw some cards. We're going to draw 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, desperate defense. All right, villain's turn. We're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. So we got some desperate defense. And we've got Rocket sitting there. So Rocket's awesome for damage on minions. But he's also got 2 thwart, which is a pretty big deal. Okay. Rhino is going to see... Ooh, we got to put 1... I put 1 threat on the main scheme. I think I put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino's going to see Groot out there, and he's going to come attack him. So he's attacking for 2, and we're going to defend against it. Let's see here. Do I want a desperate defense on that? I think I'm going to use a desperate defense to play a desperate defense. All right, so that's going to give me +2 defense, and if I take no damage, I get to ready. All right, so Rhino's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost of 1, so he's attacking for 3. I take no damage. I get to ready. He takes a retaliate from my Dauntless. All right, we draw an encounter card. Encounter card is... oh, it's the armored suit. Okay, boo. All right, so the armored suit absorbs 5 damage, which is annoying. I didn't want that to come out, but such is the way things go sometimes. All right, there we go. So he's got his armored suit now. That's going to soak up 5 damage, which no, my hard to ignore gets rid of threat. Okay. That's the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. So I got 5 counters. That's a lot of counters. Do I use Starhawk? So I can bring Starhawk in. And have him do 2 damage. But I need to pay 2 to get him back in. And remove a threat. Groot does 2 damage. I would really like to do... Well, then the 3rd damage would probably come off the Dauntless Retaliate. That's reasonable. There are 3. The threat's building up there. That's a little bit on the scary side. Rocket can thwart for 3 if I bring... Or for 2 if I bring him out. The hard to ignore, I think the hard to ignore is the card to get out. So we're going to get hard to ignore out there. And then, let's see here. I could use a counter to get bonus defense. I don't know that I'm all that worried about that. After I defend, I could ready my hero also. So I think we'll be okay. So do I worry about... Yeah, I think we're gonna attack and take 2 off of the suit. And then I'm a little bit afraid of the break in there. I'm not sure whether I should thwart it down or I should use my 2 attack to do 2 more to the suit. I think we'll use our 2 attack. Oh, but if I do that, then Starhawk goes back to my hand. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. All right, Starhawk's going to attack for 2. I'm going to add 2 more onto the suit. Starhawk's going to come back to my hand. Can't play him this turn. We're going to hold on to Rocket. We're going to draw 3 cards, back up to our hand size of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, wish that was a superpower, but it's not. All right, villain's turn. What's going to happen on the villain's turn? Nope, I get it ready up. Villain's turn. We're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to look to attack Groot. Groot's going to defend against this. So we're defending for 3. He's attacking for 2. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and, do I use my Vine Shield? I don't think I use my Vine Shield. All right, so he's attacking for 2. I'm defending for 3. He's going to do no boost, so I don't take any damage. The Dauntless is going to do a retaliate of 1. So that's going to finally take away. That's going to be the 5th damage on the Armored Rhino suit, so that's going to go away. I can use my Indomitable, which says after your hero defends, discard. So after your hero defends, discard Indomitable, ready your hero. We're going to ready up Groot. And then we can use Hard to Ignore, which says after your hero defends against an attack and takes no damage, exhaust Hard to Ignore, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. So let's exhaust that. Let's take 1 threat off the main scheme. All right, now we need our encounter card. So encounter card is going to be, boom, tough. Oh, I need a tough status card. I keep thinking I'm about to take him out, and then he gets these little cards that just makes him extend just a little bit longer each time. Annoying. Okay. That's the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. All right, what are we looking at? He's got tough on him. We could get Rocket out. We could do... We get Starhawk out yet again. Let's see, that none of these are superpowers, so I don't get a boost from using that. Could Fighting Fit and do 5 damage, and could flip him. That's an interesting concept. I wouldn't be able to get rid of the breaking and taking this round, but I should be able to get rid of it next round. So I think that's what we're going to go for. We'll see how that goes. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do, well, I'm going to do 2 for Starhawk. No. Oh, wait, I'm not thinking right here. I need to do 2 for the Fighting Fit, and then after that, I'm not going to be able to play. No. No. All right. We're going to do 2 for Starhawk. Get Starhawk out there. All right. Then we will attack with Groot and get rid of the toughness. Then we will attack with Starhawk, which is going to take 2 from doing that. And we're going to knock Rhino over to Rhino 2. All right, Rhino 2 is going to come out. He's going to have 15 on him. We need the breaking and taken. Where's the breaking and taken? First question is, do we see it yet? Nope. All right. Oh, the other thing I want to check for is, while I'm looking through there, we haven't seen any of the advances yet. Okay. And our wilt is out of there, so that's good to note. And what are we doing? We're looking for breaking and taking. That's what we're doing. All right, crowd control, breaking and taking. There it is. We do have a desperate defense sitting there. We'd have to use rocket to get it out there, but we'll get that in our pocket just in case things go badly. All right, so we got breaking and taking. It's going to come out with 3 on it. 2, 3, 3. All right. Looking okay so far. I say that, that's probably like the curse right there. Everything's going to go badly now. Okay. Is there anything else I can do this turn? No, I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I want to hold on to my desperate defense. I think we'll remove our counters and draw back up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, villain's turn. These work really well with Starhawk, so I'm very impressed. That Starhawk's a very powerful character. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be an ally in a lot of decks. All right, Rhino's turn. 1 threat on the main scheme. That's getting a little bit dicey. Rhino's going to come attack Groot. I think we are going to take this. So do I desperate defense that, which would get me to untap. We are going to defend. I think we're just going to defend against it. Yeah, so if things go badly and he gets another attack because he gets 2 cards, we'll... oh, then I can't desperate defense against that. That makes me think I need to play it now. And I kind of want to hold on to the... Ooh, wow. So that's a tough choice. I want to hold on to my hard to ignore because those are what help me knock the scheme down on the main scheme. So I would really like to get that out there. So what I'm looking at giving up kind of at this point is probably rocket to play desperate defense. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to give up rocket to play desperate defense. So that's going to give me +2 defense. So Rhino's attacking for 3. I've got a defense of 5, and we come up with a boost of 1. So that means that he attacks for 4. I defend for 5. And there's a whole chain of things that happen there. So desperate defense says, if you take no damage, ready your hero. So Groot's going to ready up. I have Dauntless, which says he's going to take a point of damage. So it's going to go down to 14 because I have Retaliate 1. I can use my hard to ignore to remove 1 threat from the main scheme. All right. Next up, get 2 encounter cards. 1, 2. Let's see what we come up with. Encounter card number 1, crowd control. All right, that's going to get 2 on it. Put that out there. We'll give it a big old 2 spot. All right, next one is tough. All right, gets tough status card. All right, I'm not too displeased with those. Those worked out all right. Give me time to get rid of the breaking and taking. All right. End of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. Only problem is I don't have my boost to thwart to get rid of the breaking and taking, so I can't quite take it out this turn. All right. So we're going to use Starhawk. Going to thwart for 1 off the breaking and taking. He's going to come back to my hand. Oh, I can do this turn. So power of protection to bring Starhawk back into play. Starhawk is going to thwart for 1 again. Off the breaking and taking. All right. Groot will thwart for 1 off the breaking and taking. There we go. Let's get that out of here. All right. Downside is that crowd control is out there. It's going to stop us from doing stuff with the main scheme, but this should not be on here. No, I get to remove it at the end of the turn. Okay. Use my genius to play another hard to ignore. So we got double the hard to ignore. We're twice as hard to ignore. But we can't get around that crowd control right now, which is a bit of a problem. All right. At that point in time, I think we've done all the things we can do. We're going to ready up, ready up, ready up, ready up. Draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got I am Groot, I am Groot, fertile grounds, we are Groot, vine spikes. All right. And if we take a look at these, superpower, 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 superpower. Oh, that's a location. I think we've seen fertile ground yet. So fertile ground is exhaust fertile ground, place 1 growth counter, and draw a card. Ooh, that's nice. All right. I like ye. Now, I haven't been going to Alter Ego a whole lot this game because we've been doing pretty good just sitting out here defending. But it's and the also is I haven't knocked the main scheme all the way back down to where it needs to be in order to go Alter Ego. So we're stuck a little bit right now. All right. We're done with our turn. We're over to the villain's turn. So what's happened on the villain's turn? 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to look to attack Groot. Groot is going to defend against this. I think we're going to use our Vine Shield this time. So let's say Vine Shield says when Groot defends against an attack, remove 1 growth counter and exhaust Vine Shield. So we're going to remove a growth counter, so it's down to 4. Exhaust Vine Shield. Groot gets +3 defense. So Groot is defending for 6 against an attack for 3. So we can get a boost card. He's going to boost for 1. So he's attacking for 4. Our 6 easily blocks that. So because of that, we have Dauntless. So we get to retaliate 1, which is going to remove the tough. Then Hard to Ignore says after I defend, take no damage, I can remove 1 threat from the main scheme. But this has a crisis icon. While the scheme is in play, you cannot remove threat from the main scheme. So I can't take it away with my Hard to Ignore. That makes me sad because those are good cards. Okay. Maybe we can fix that next round. All right, we need an encounter card. Luckily, we don't have 2 encounter cards. We got 1, and it is a charge. All right, Rhino's spooling up a big attack. All right. But now he's done. Okay. Hero turn. What are we doing hero-wise? So there's some interesting things. Problem is we're tapped right now. We're not ready, so we need to get 2 thwart off the crowd control to start taking care of that break-in. I do have a, where's it at? I am Groot here, where I can remove threat from a scheme equal to the number of growth counters on Groot, so I could use that to get rid of the crowd control. That seems like a lot to use on that. Let's see, other things that we're looking at is I could deal damage to Rhino equal to the number of growth counters I have on Groot, so there's a 4 damage. I could get my vine spikes out, which potentially give me the ability to do 2 more attack. Wow. All right. I think I really need to get the crowd control out of there. So let's figure out how to make that. Either that, well, I can't. Yep. I think I need to get the crowd control out of there. So in order to do that, I need to do this I am Groot. So I can use my deft focus because it's a superpower. And then I need 2 more. So I think we're going to lose our We Are Groot. And then what's the next one I'm going to use to pay for that? I would kind of like to get Fertile Ground into play. But oh, I kind of want to get my Vine Spikes out there too. We're going to go ahead and lose our Fertile Ground. So We Are Groot, Fertile Ground, and a Deft Focus is going to pay for this big I am Groot, which says remove threat from a scheme equal to the number of growth counters on Groot. So I've got 4 growth counters right now, and we're going to take that off of the crowd control. Because the crowd control is kind of messing us up. We would like to use our Hard to Ignores. All right, the other thing we've got coming is we've got a big attack from Rhino coming here pretty quick. I think we'll go ahead and attack with Starhawk. So if we attack with Starhawk, he's going to do 2 damage on Rhino. He's going to take 2 damage, so he's going to come back to my hand. All right, so at this point, I am Groot him and deal 4 more damage, or I can get Starhawk back into play. Just Starhawk's so good. I think we're getting Starhawk back into play. He's just awesome. All right, now what I think I want to do I want to do another 2 damage to Rhino? How many cards do we have here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so what that means is if I stay Groot, I can do another round before I double encounter. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to thwart with Starhawk this turn. Knock this down to 3, just in case an advance comes out. All right, we're going to be done. So we're going to unexhaust all the things and draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a Lashing Vines. So Lashing Vines is after I use a basic power, remove 2 growth counters and ready Groot. That could be nice. Got a Fruition, which gives me 2 counters, hard to ignore. Power of Protection and Fighting Fit. That's my Starhawk card right there. That's my Get Starhawk into Play card. Okay. Villain's turn. What's going to happen on the villain's turn? We're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. That's a good start. No, not a good start. That's just the way it goes. Okay. Rhino is going to look to charge at Groot. So what we're going to do is we're going to defend with Groot. We're going to go ahead and use our Vine Shield, which is going to give us +3 defense and cost us a counter. So we're at 6 defense against a 6 attack. All right. He's going to get a boost card. His boost card is 4, 0. Yes. All right. All right. So he does no damage and his charge goes away. I like that. All right. Because he did no damage, I get to trigger Dauntless because I've got Retaliate. Well, that's not because he did no damage. That's because I have full hit points. All right, I do get to trigger these 2 hard to ignores, which say after your defense gets an attack, takes no damage, exhaust hard to ignore, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. So we can exhaust that, and boom, back down to 2. All right, now we're going to draw an encounter card. And we get Sandman is going to come into play with toughness. All right. The only thing that scares me about Sandman is he's got 2 scheme and 3 attack, so that's a little bit on the rough side. All right. End of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero turn. All righty. How do we want to handle this? So, we've got lots of encounters on stuff. Things are tapped out over there. We can get ourselves 2 growth counters. We can play Lashing Vines for free because, well, use our Deft Focus to play Lashing Vines. Starhawk can attack, and then I can bring him back into play. So we could look at doing 9 damage this round. That's kind of interesting. So I think we will attack with Starhawk for 2. We're going to knock him down to 9, from 11 down to 9. And Starhawk takes 2 and goes back to my hand because that's exact damage. I'm going to use the Power of Protection to bring Starhawk back out. Starhawk again is going to attack for 2. Man, he is an awesome card. Knock Rhino down to 7. Okay. Now, I think we do a Fighting Fit. And we're going to do 5 damage to Rhino. So he's down to 2. And then we're going to use our deft focus. To bring our lashing vines into play. Is that the best play? Or do I? Yeah, I think that's our play. All right. That's the end of the turn. We're going to ready all of our stuff up. Ready, 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 ready. Thinking maybe instead of the lashing vines, I should have done the fruition instead, but too late at this point. All right, so we're going to draw 1. I have to shuffle up, but just going to give him another encounter card. All right, that could be bad. We'll see. I do have my get 3 +3 defense for the card. One of my, it would be nice to get one of my defense cards here as I grab my handful of cards. As I draw, it would be nice to get a, where is it? Not Indomitable. Desperate Defense would be a nice card to get. Whoop. We'll see if I manage to grab one of those. Get 4 cards out of the deck, and I've got a good assortment of cards out here in play, so my tableau's built up pretty good. I haven't felt too threatened this whole game. As I say that, I'm probably going to draw like 2 advances or something like that. It's going to go badly, but Sandman being out there does scare me a little bit. All right, so we're going to draw back up to our hand size of 5. 3, 4, 5. And we have a Deft Focus, Indomitable, I Am Groot, Fruition, and Vine Spikes. All right. Nothing that's going to help us out if things get hairy, but we should be okay. All right, villain's turn. We put 1 threat on the main scheme. We've got Rhino's going to look to attack, and we're going to defend with Groot. I think we use our Vine Shield there. And that's going to cost us 1 counter. It's going to bump us up by 3, so we've got a defense of 6. All right, so he's going to attack for 3. He's going to get a boost. He's going to boost 1, so we take 4, but we defend all of that. All right, our Dauntless is going to trigger, so he's down to 1. And then we get to fire off 2 hard to ignores. Take 2 off the main scheme. All right, next after that, Sandman is going to attack. And there is, I could throw Starhawk in front of that. That's a problem. If I take 3, he's going to actually start doing damage to me. And I'm going to be beyond my Dauntless there. It's not going to trigger anymore. But if I use Starhawk to defend, he's going to go away. But really, I need Starhawk to be able to attack next round. So I think I'm just going to take this damage as Groot. All right, so Sandman is going to attack me. I'm just going to take the damage. It's going to flow right on through. He's going to hit me for 3, so my 2 counters are going to go away. And I'm going to be down. I'm going to take 1 damage. All right. That's the end of the attacking. We're going over to encounter cards. So we've got 2 encounter cards to go through. All right, encounter card number 1 is a Hydra Mercenary. No, that foils my plans. All right, so we can come out there with a guard. That wasn't part of what was supposed to happen. All right, counter card number 2 is an Ivory Horn. So Rhino gets +1 attack. Okay. I had a plan, and my plan just went to crap because the Hydra Mercenary came out. maybe. I might be able to get around that. That's threat counters. No, I don't have a good way to get around that. Dang it. All right. It is the hero's turn. Actually, I may get Rhino to off himself if things go well this round. So how are we going to do that? All right, we're not going to be able to get through the Hydra Mercenary. That's a problem. Not a huge problem, though. What I need to do... Oh, I need to have Groot be fully healed is the problem in order for the Dauntless to go off. I have to have my health equal to... Oh, I don't have something that will heal me. So I think what I'm looking at is going over to Alter Ego Groot for a round. And then I'm looking at a bunch of scheming going off, which I don't like, but I think is going to need to happen. All right, so before we go there, what else can we work on? So we've got I think we're going to go ahead and do Fruition. That's going to give us 2 counters. All right, so we're back up to 2 counters. And then, do I have Starhawk go ahead and de-threat? Yes, I think so. We have Starhawk. Does he attack? Yeah. We're going to have him thwart for 1. So he's going to exhaust, thwart for 1, and then Starhawk goes away because that's exactly equal to his stuff. He comes back to my hand. At that point in time, we can use our deft focus to play the vine spikes. We have yet another kind of Groot bonus there that we can go after. So that's defense. This one's attack. Then we get Starhawk back into play. Yeah, I think we use deft focus. We'll do deft focus and I am Groot to bring Starhawk back into play. We're going to have Starhawk attack the Hydra Mercenary for 2. All right, then we're going to flip Groot over to Alter Ego Groot, and we're going to use our ability to get 2 counters. We're up to 4. All right. And then I think we're going to get rid of Indomitable. And we'll be done. All right, let's see how this round goes here. It's a little bit scary. I'm going to ready up a bunch of things. We're going to draw 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got a fighting fit. So we got some damage here. Got to get through this round. We got to see how our scheming goes this round, because that's the dangerous thing. It's empty, so that's good, but we've got stuff out there. All right. So first thing is we're going to put 1 thread on the main scheme. Then Rhino's going to scheme. He schemes for 1. He's going to get a boost of 1, so he's going to scheme for 2. All right, so we go up to 3. Then Sandman's going to scheme for 2. So we're up to 5. Yeesh. Hydra Mercenary doesn't scheme. That's good. All right, next up we need an encounter card. What's our encounter card? Encounter card is Bomb Scare. When revealed, place an additional 1 threat there. So it's going to be at 3. All right. Think of all the things. That was an okay thing to get there. We're not so scared of the Bomb Scare. All right. That's the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. So hero-wise, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 2 more counters on Groot. We're going to flip on over to Big Groot. All right. Now all we need to do is, why don't we go ahead with Starhawk. We'll attack the Hydra Mercenary. I'm just going to do 2 damage and take the Hydra Mercenary out. We do 2 consequential damage, so Starhawk goes away. All right, then we just go ahead and attack with Groot. Groot attacks for 2. Rhino's got 1 left. We don't have anybody with stuff out there, so that takes out Rhino. There we go. That's 2 wins with Groot. I didn't even have to do anything. I could have done a fighting fit and taken him out. So yeah, it seems like Groot is pretty strong. Pretty happy with the Groot deck there. Will be interesting. I think we're going to step it up to Expert Rhino for the next game. It will be interesting with the breaking and taking out there. There's a lot of times where I'm dropping threat removal cards out at the beginning, and that may be just what I need to get the breaking and taking out of there, because if I do a nice I am Groot at the beginning there, then I can drop 2 and thwart, and the breaking and taking will be gone. So it might be the right thing. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, it looks like Groot's handling Rhino pretty well. So I think the only thing while I was playing that I got a little bit iffy about is I don't remember if I hit all of my +1 threat at the beginning of the round, because I kind of I get into a mental mode where I'm thinking about what Rhino's going to do, and I forget to do the first part of the round sometimes because I get kind of focused. So hopefully I remember to catch all of those. But in any case, yeah, Groot's looking pretty good. I would have a tough time, I think, seeing how he plays with protection. Might have a tough time not playing him protection just because he does so well. And actually, come to think of it, I don't know that it is necessarily his cards. It's the hard to ignore and the dauntless work really well with his growth counters, because he can stay at his max hit points for a long time just sitting on those growth counters and using them to like soak up damage. So I don't know. I'm liking Groot. I'm thinking he's pretty powerful. So that's it for this game. Let me know if I missed anything, any plays that I missed out on. Be sure to let me know in the comments below. And I think our next one is going to be an Expert Rhino run, and we'll see how Groot handles Expert Rhino. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. I think I may do the campaign for Galaxy's Most Wanted, but not sure which character I'm going to take through that. We'll see in the future. All right, so that's it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching.